I realized once I start taking care of myself, everyone else around me is like, you know what, I do need to check on this, or I do need to look into this. So remind yourself that you are the leader. And when you take massive action, massive things happen. Welcome to the Finally Healed podcast, where we prioritize mental health, self-care, and embracing our healing journey together. I want to tell you a little secret today. Did you know that the trauma that you experienced in your past and that you might even still be experiencing today is showing up in your body? Oh my God. I feel like maybe that was like a light bulb moment that went off for somebody. Like you might have been wondering, like, why is my back hurting? Why are my shoulders hurting? Why is my knee? I don't know about the knee, if the knee is not related or not. Stay focused, okay? But it is so true that sometimes we forget that our the mental and emotional and spiritual things that we're experiencing and enduring can actually show up physically in our body. And that's why some of you are so tired and you're so fatigued, and it feels like you're doing all the right things. You're taking all the right vitamins. You're working out. You're drinking your water. Like you're eating clean. You're doing all the stuff. But you're still feeling this bit of tension in your body. And if you've ever read certain books, right, where it feels like, how did this author know all of my business? That's kind of how I feel right now. I just started reading this book called The Body Keeps the Score. And I didn't know my body was telling on me. It was keeping score, and it was racking them points up. And so as I'm reading this book, it's identifying so many challenges and traumas and experiences that I had, but I didn't have language for. Like some of you might be wondering, like, why different things are showing up in your body, showing up in your mind, why some challenges might be coming, why you might even be having nightmares, some flashbacks. Sometimes I get flashbacks from things in my past, and it is literally my body keeping score. And so while reading this book, and I'm gonna give a disclaimer, this is a serious book to read. Like while you're reading this book, like please be in therapy, please be going to counseling. Like these aren't things you want to just be realizing and navigating by yourself. I always say that you need both Jesus and therapy. So, couple those things together. But you deserve to go on this true journey of self-discovery and going a layer deeper, right? Like when you think of self-discovery, you might have been noticing, cute little things about your personality or, what works with you or, things like that. But I want you to take it a level deeper so that you can get the results that you desire and that you can finally heal, like finally be free, like finally be true to who you are. And so as I'm reading this book, it's forcing me to identify what is going on in my body. And I remember the day before my daughter had her trach surgery to get her trach in, my husband ended up having a pinched nerve in his shoulder. And he was going to the doctor. He's like, what's going on? And they were like, it's stress. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, I must have fell or I must have slept the wrong way. And that's when we started to identify, like, stress really does show up in your body. And you don't really get to decide how stress and trauma and challenges are going to show up. And so I want you to start taking an inventory on how stress is showing up in your body. It's so important to understand stress management and really take a deeper look on how your body is responding to stress. I am kind of similar. If I'm in a stressful situation, I can start to feel a little bit of stress, like right here on my shoulders. I know if I don't have enough sleep, like if I don't get them full 8 hours, I even start to have digestive challenges. Like my body is letting me know like it did not have its proper rest to like reset my body. And so when I'm telling you or your doctor is telling you to get some rest, it's because your body needs it. It's craving it. And if you don't give it, it's going to act out. Okay? So I want you to start paying attention to what your body is telling you. I have some friends recently that went on a anti-inflammatory diet, and they're realizing like what is that doing? Like actually figuring out, okay, I'm eating certain things. Like, how does it make me feel? Y'all know I have been on quite the journey of trying to remove sugar, the stronghold of sugar from my body. I'm even reading a book on a sugar detox that is a faith-based book so that can help navigate me. So we can no longer say, this is a struggle, this is a challenge in my life, and just accept it as so. No, we need to do some investigative research and figure out if something is going on in my body, I need to remove it. I know when I remove sugar, which I've been on this journey of removing any type of, I'm still doing fruit, but outside of like fruit and like natural sugars, I'm not doing any artificial sugars because I realized that it was giving me brain fog. And when I was dealing with stress and trauma in my life, being in and out of the hospital with my daughter, I found myself, brace yourself, I found myself turning to sugar instead of turning to the cross. Oh my God. I don't know if that convicted you the way it convicted me when I had that revelation. And so I realized that my body was telling me, you're just in a fog. Some of y'all are in a fog because you don't want to deal with what is actually happening emotionally in your life. Some of you are dealing with struggles with your family members, with your finances, and you're wondering like why something feels off because you got to deal with this stuff. Now that we know that our body is doing this, let's talk about what the solution looks like. I think the first thing you have to do is you have to start checking in on yourself regularly. I think you should do like a full body scan once a day. Now that might seem extreme, but let me encourage you. That only takes about a couple of seconds to identify from your head. Like, are you having headaches? Like, is your neck hurting? Are you tense? There was a season in my life where I had a lot of back pains, and that's something I still deal with. So when I have back pain, I can feel myself kind of adjusting, which allows me to know like, okay, I need to release some stress and some tension in my body. Like, are you eating certain foods and you're starting to have some digestive challenges? Like if your knees are hurting and they shouldn't be hurting, are you drinking your water? Are you taking your bananas? You need some potassium. Like really from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, even your hands, try to identify, are there hidden things going on? And if you are a person of faith, I want you to go to God and ask the Holy Spirit to identify what is actually going on, right? Don't be afraid to go to the doctor. I know sometimes people feel like you only go to the doctor when something is like super extreme. It doesn't have to be an extreme situation or circumstances. Like get your check-in, like get your labs done. Like that's going to expose a lot of information. Like you don't have to be in pain. Like this is your season to finally heal. And so healing comes from awareness. Healing comes from inventory. Healing comes from doing the research. So yes, you might be on a journey, sis. Like it might take you 6 months or a year to figure out like what's going on. But when you finally know what's going on in your body, it's going to empower you to start taking action. So I definitely encourage you to do these check-ins and also encourage your family members as well. Like I realized once I started taking care of myself, everyone else around me is like, you know what, I do need to check on this, or I do need to look into this. So remind yourself that you are the leader in your family. And when you take massive action, massive things happen. Now, this might not work for everybody, but if you're able to do this, I highly encourage it, and you might have to modify it. But if you're able to have slower mornings, like having an ease to your day, I am in a season of my life, this is going to sound surprising, where I do not wake up to an alarm clock. I haven't woken up to an alarm clock in years. Now, granted, if I got to be like here, like on set, or I got to be somewhere at specific times, but for most of the day, like I wake up when my body wakes up. And when I tell you that has changed my entire life, I realize when you wake up to an alarm, you're waking up to stress. Like it's instantly putting stress on the body. You feel like this sense of urgency as opposed to naturally allowing your body to wake up. And when I do wake up, I wake up with a sense of gratitude. I wake up and I can be present. I wake up and I can kind of take my time. And I have this, I think it's called Jesus Calling, a devotional that I like to read. And like, I can just take my time in the morning, have my coffee, relax. Now, for some of you, that's going to take a lot of planning, right? I do wake up still before my daughter, but I make sure I get all of my responsibilities done. A lot of times I try to schedule my appointments in the afternoon so that I can have a leisure morning. I know this is not everybody's testimony, but you might need to start waking up at 6 or start waking up at 8 or just starting to wake up earlier so that you can enjoy your mornings. And then also creating this evening routine. I know for me, when I started taking magnesium, and I think more specifically magnesium glycinate, the evening one, because there's a day one and there's an evening one. So do your research, sis, because I am nobody's doctor. However, my mind used to be racing. I would be thinking of all of these things that I didn't get done, or I'd be thinking so far into the future, I didn't build out a whole new business at 2 a.m. I am no longer that person, okay? I'm really trying so hard to start going to sleep. And what has helped me to actually go to sleep is taking that magnesium. I didn't realize that my body was deficient. This is why you need to do your labs. This is why you need to do your research. This is why you need to actually start having real conversations with your girlfriends. Like, you kind of move from gossiping and talking about stuff that doesn't really serve you to like, what are you doing for your body? Or like, what are you taking? Or what are some of the specialists you're seeing? Or what kind of labs are you getting? Like, what are you doing with your finances? Like, this is the year that we need to have real conversations with the people closest to us, because it exposes a lot of things. It lets us know, like, hey, these are some areas that I need to be praying for my friends in, or they actually might be an expert in this area and I didn't even know. A lot of people very close to you can answer a lot of questions, but they don't even know that you actually need those things. So I think even having those healthier conversations with the people closest to you is going to be a game changer. So I think incorporating those things is going to allow you to release some stuff. I talked about this earlier in the season, but releasing unforgiveness. Unforgiveness can show up in your body as so much sickness and disease. That bitterness has like taken root and can take over your life. So I just want to encourage you to continue to be seeking and releasing and letting stuff go, checking in on your body, having a little bit of a slowness and an ease, giving your body the right fruits and vegetables and nutrients. I've been having a smoothie every morning. I've been feeling just better. You know what I mean? Just take care of yourself, because we only have one life to live. And if you are a parent, your kids deserve for you to be there in their life, fully present, not with a brain fog, not with some challenges. They need all of you, sis. They need all of you, and you need all of you to be well. So we are coming to my favorite segment, which is the healing moment. And your healing moment is just to do the work, right? If there has been some ailments going on in your body, some stress, and you thought it's not that big of a deal, or, maybe I'll go see a chiropractor at some point, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. Just do it today. Do it now. Don't go any further dealing with these stresses and challenges so that you can finally be free. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of the Finally Heal podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please send this to one of your girlfriends that you know needs to listen to it. And I look forward to connecting with you on social media at Jessica Lundy TV and at Finally Healed Pod. Remember, you got this.